then 6 and in a wheelchair, is in the center. When you look closely, you find yourself next, and then you find Lydia. You're on one side of the living room, and she's on the other. Typical. You're always separate, always there, but not there. Always on the periphery of the action that swirls around you, but doesn't include you. You're 4, Lydia is 8. The painful irony of your mother fighting for inclusion that doesn't include you is still decades away. You've been called down from the top of the stairs where you were playing quietly together, Chutes and Ladders or Sorry or some other board game, to grab a brownie or a Toll House cookie or whatever else someone has baked and brought to the meeting, before saying goodnight to everyone and going to bed, like you're the guests. When you appear, a few people smile and wave and give both of you little half hugs. But because you're physically able and don't need help, they quickly go back to their cigarettes and purple mimeographed agendas about upcoming fundraisers and raffles. They have work to do. For years, there will be parents in your living room talking about their sons and daughters, some toddlers, some already in their late teens and early 20s. Eternal children, they're called then. The Fernald families focus on vocational training, trips into the community, Christmas parties, Easter egg hunts. The other families, like yours, are concerned with community support, inclusion, and raising awareness. There is always something to plan, something to fundraise for, something to look forward to. Other times the conversation turns darker, when parents ask, in whispers or in full-throated wails, what will become of their children after they die. Who will look after them when they're gone? The idea of leaving them alone in the world, at the mercy of a state institution, without them there to check in on things, or to be looked after by older siblings or distant relatives, is unthinkable. And Louise is always the one to steer the discussion away from that grim abyss of a question, when the lack of an easy and comforting answer is too much to bear. Small world, big deal, she says like a chant or a mantra, keeping the focus on the immediate changes they're fighting for. Health services, education and employment opportunities for the disabled, improving the quality of life of children who sleep in wards of metal beds and are bathed and fed and changed by strangers, making administrators and people in power care about families other than their own. Later, when Louise reluctantly agrees to send Eleanor to Fernald too, you'll come to understand that she's also thinking about the parents like herself, who were told by doctors that they had no choice but to put their children there, and the guilt they feel for having sentenced them to small lives of containment and confinement and exclusion. Though she won't ever talk about it, not even when you're grown, you will always know that she never forgives herself. You will also know, in some fundamental way that you are unable to articulate, but that feels as natural and as constant as breathing, that whatever you and Lydia do, or say, or accomplish, or become in life, will never feel like it matters quite as much. Part 1. Small World. Only idiots smile all the time. I start turning posts on Small World, the neighborhood site for people in search of local goods and services, into prose poems before Lydia moves in. The fact that I once wanted to be a writer is only part of why I developed this secret habit of making pretend poetry. The bigger part is a childlike desire for comfort. Little problems getting solved all day long, strangers in need, getting answers from strangers in the know, gives me hope. I grew up feeling like there was no one looking out for me when I felt lost or sad, so this allows me to believe otherwise. Helpers are out there. All I have to do is look for them. Both of us are divorced and childless when she finally comes back to Boston from LA after almost 30 years. I say finally when I tell friends because really it was time already, wasn't it? Lydia had moved away as soon as she graduated from college.